Okay, we're going to look at a really rare Dodge, a 58 Power Wagon owned by Mark Minaret. Mark, can you tell us about this car?
Sure.
Let's take a look at it.
1958 Dodge Town Wagon Power Wagon. This is a dealer demonstrator truck, meaning that it had every option you could order on a Town Wagon in the 1958 year. You'll notice on this truck additional chrome trim, stainless trim that you probably won't see on other Town Wagons at shows and on the internet. It's wearing 1 year optional ranch brown paint. That was a hallmark color for 58. They discontinued it the next year. Never had anything like it again. And lots of colors, as you know, return from year to year with a different name. This truly is a 1 year only color, ranch brown with a Mojave beige two-tone. So that in itself makes this even more of a dealer demonstrator vehicle.
Okay, tell us about this winch on the front.
This is an optional front mounted winch. These were an option on the Town Wagon Power Wagons. Frame extensions, an LU2 Braden, run by a power takeoff off of the transfer case, which is crucial to this truck because this is a factory push button automatic load flight four-wheel drive. Extremely rare, but you lost your ability to run a power takeoff off the transmission. So the fact they ran this off the transfer case allowed you to have a front mount PTO winch and a push button automatic vehicle.
Let's look under it here a little bit. We can kind of see.
Sure, looking underneath the vehicle, you'll see that the intermediate shaft between the load flight automatic transmission and the transfer case is almost non-existent. It's almost knuckle to knuckle. There's hardly any travel between the two knuckles there to mate these transmissions, and that was exactly how they were designed to work.
Can we see inside of it? Because I know this. Were these mostly commercial vehicles, or who bought these?
A vehicle like this would be extremely expensive in 58. That's why most of these dealer demonstrators ended up sitting on the lot until 59 and then got sold at a reduced price because it was a year old. Or it would have to be someone in the oil industry, some kind of a construction magnate, someone who would need a vehicle like this. With all these options on the truck, it made it so cost prohibitive for this particular vehicle. It usually would end up being one of those two ways, maybe an oil rigging surveyor, somebody, a business owner, to have one like this. We're absolutely certain this was a demonstrator. This was just given to the top 5 dealerships in the country. They'd each get one of these type of vehicles that would have everything.
Okay, I noticed you got the push button transmission.
Yeah, the automatic push button pod.
And also a radio up there.
Yeah, model 700 roof mount radio was also optional.
And what are these buttons underneath the push button shifter? What are they for?
That's an auxiliary control pod, and when you had enough options on your truck, you got one of those to hold all the buttons. They have a fresh air, which is the A, which is operated by that big vent tube in the engine compartment. H for heater. T is for throttle control. That allowed you to increase the idle on the carb, to run the PTO on the winch. That was crucial. And then the D is a deflector for the defrost up on the top of the dash.
Tell us about this shifter right here.
Single stick transfer case shift rod with the instructional plate up on the glove box door there, which gave you a neutral, a 2 high, and a 4 low, and a 4 high.
Okay, and this is about as simple a cockpit as you'll ever find. Looks like it went to 110 miles an hour. You got
unlikely, but yeah,
temperature meter.
Did it.
There I see Town Wagon. That's a great looking vehicle.
Yes, they when they have all of the trim and body line stainless, they're a real standout truck. Really great lines, great design. They had this for about 4 years in the shorter body style. 58 is largely considered the one where they got everything right.